Hello, that's Captain Jimmy with Captain Jimmy's knife sharpening, and I'm working on a pretty big basket of knives that two retired ladies brought me. They're all really dull, and they tried different sharpeners and things around the house, and they didn't work, and they're pretty dull. So I'm working on them, and so this one right here, I'm just going to do this one rather than do all of them and things for you to see. But first thing I did is I came over and I put a rough bevel. Put a rough bevel on this knife right here, and I did that through using a belt machine over here to get the angle on it, and so then I come over here to the wet machine, and I take my angle guide, and I put it on here and set this inside of it, and I've already preset it, set it inside of it, and then I see what the angle is, and right now it says like 15, and I want to put this on 17. I kind of like 17 and 18 for kitchen knives. They hold the edge a little bit better, as long as they're decent quality knives. And so anyway, I'll take that, I have it set in there, and so then I'll raise and lower this till I get it to 17 degrees, and that's it. Make sure everything's right. Gotta back it up just a little bit. Helps when you loosen the bolt. All right, 16, 17, there we go. All right. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna zoom in. Over there to where you can watch me do this. You can see it just about like I can. All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna do it where the blade is cutting towards me. All right, let it get going. I need to set my wheel. I am honing the wheel. It's a versatile one where I can make different grips, and right now I'm turning it to about a 240 grit wheel. All right, so it's a little bit rougher. All right, and then I start. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this until I raise a burr. All right. So the apex of the knife, which is the top of the A part of it, I guess you could say, if you wanted to look at it that way. All right. The top of the apex is where your sharpness is. And what happens is the metal, whenever you do your grinding and things like that, the edge of the metal, when they finally meet, the metal will bend over. And that's the reason a lot of times when you're sharpening a knife, and on one side it'll feel sharp, the other side feels dull. That's because the burr is leaning to one side, and the sharp one you're feeling the burr, and the dull one, the one that's not dull, you're feeling the back side, which is a round edge. So, but anyway, the water cool right here makes it work pretty good. I have some new wheels coming that are dry, but they're made out of some stuff to keep everything cool. I'm kind of excited about it because it'll be quicker. This is pretty slow, but I enjoy doing it. It kind of relaxes you and stuff. All right, what I'm gonna do is feel right here. All right, no burr yet. Got a really nice grind on it though, right there going. All right, I'll keep going. Takes a little patience. Nothing's fast on it. It's kind of slow. slow process, but it's relaxing and it's an art form. And to get better and better at it all the time. I try to learn all the time how to get better at it. Some people start at the rear, but I have a YouTube guy that's in Australia, and he's convinced me to start at the point, which I do. And anyway, that's the way I'm doing it. But a lot of them do it backwards than that. I don't know who's right or wrong, but you got to pick a side. Alright, not quite there yet, but we're getting there. Gotta go a little bit slower here at the beginning. It's a pretty big knife, and this is a Westhoff knife, so it's a soft metal, but it's a decent German metal. A lot of people really prize them. German steel. Alright, I got one raised. Hot dog, that's good. Now we'll switch sides. See. I don't know if you can see that grind on there or not now, but it's looking pretty good. Coming right across. Water kind of tells me if I'm got my pressure correct. I don't really need to really count how many times per side I do it, because I can tell if I'm in the center by the angle of the finished product of the bevel. Alright, see what I got. Look for a burr on this side, or push this side. It's almost there. Maybe one more. On the harder steels, it makes kind of a micro burr. Now on the soft metals, when you get the cheap kind of knives and stuff, so that's a really a mild steel or soft steel. I mean, sometimes it is a booger to get that burr off of there. So once you get that burr off there, the apex is exposed. Pretty good. Alright, we're going to check it right after this one. Alright, see what it looks like. I got a little bit of a burr there. I need to do one more wipe on this side where I got them evened out. You got to inspect your work, that's for sure. Take pride in what you do if you're going to do it. Not just do it just to do it. If you want to be good at something, you got to practice. Alright, I think we're there. Alright, got that side done. I got that side done. So that's with about a 240. And so what I'm doing is I'm gonna change my 240 to up there at 1,000. And so this is like this is a diamond plate, about a 320, and the 320 multiplies times 3 comes up in there 1,000 grit. So it's gonna be a smoother one. I don't want it totally smooth. I don't really like those with just normal knives. Need a little bit of bite. I need those scratch marks on there. A little bit of a bite. You really notice that, like you go to cut a tomato. You need those little things. That's the reason it's serrated edge cuts the tomato really good when you start it going. It's got little edges to help out. So if you get a slick blade right here, even though it might be sharp as a dickens, sometimes they have a hard time going through that skin. Didn't take too long, because all the work was done to get the angle. And we got the angle down. Now we're just basically taking off the previous scratches of the 240 grit up to something near 1,000. I can tell it's much smoother. Maybe you can tell from the sound. Let's see. Look this a little bit. I think that is just about it. Maybe a couple more times each, and that'll be it. Basically just kind of honing it. That 1,000 doesn't take hardly any metal off. Just kind of honing it. Taking off the other scratches. It's not quite so coarse. I'm just trying to even out my bevel. Alright, let's see. I got it. Can you see that? And this side right here. Alright. Alright. Next thing. We're going to hone it. And what the honing does. Remember I told you about the little burr here. Remember I told you about the burr, and like the burr is on this side right here now. And it's a honing wheel. And I put some honing compound on here. It's about a 5,000 grit, I guess. And so I'm going to put this and put it on forward motion. I can't do it this way to cut. Let it get to rolling there. Alright. Now we're just going to go across here slowly. A couple times on each side. And we'll check it. Make sure we got most of them off. This is a leather wheel. I do 2 or 3 stages. I'm getting it sharp. Honing's kind of like the old barber that's got the strap that he's doing his razor on to shave you with. So I'm not sharpening or anything. I'm just trying to get that burr all the way off. If the light's just right, I can see it. Alright, let's see what it looks like. Ooh, that knife looks good. Alright, now I'm going to run it on. I'm not digging down in my fingernail. I'm just running my fingernail. And if it has any of the burr left, I will feel it. None here. I got one little speck right here. Alright. One more test. I said I'm not dig into my thing, I'm just running across the top of it very lightly. And I've done lots and lots of very useful things in it. Alright, I got that done. Alright. Almost. Alright, almost done. Alright. There's another thing I do, but I'm going to do this instead. This is stropping compound. Let's see here. Anyway, this is stropping compound on here. It's just kind of a wax. It has impregnated diamonds in it, diamond dust. And what this will do is kind of the same thing as this. I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure, you can tell. Towards the point. Notice, of course, I normally lay this down on a table and doing it, but I'm trying to do it where you can see it. I normally do a little bit better than this. Alright, this one over here, it's leather. I'm getting a spray that I can spray on here, but right now it's just raw leather. Once again, all I'm doing, making sure that burr's off, gets down to a micro burr. I don't want it to where it's nothing but that edge. Ooh. Alright, let me zoom in or out or something. Alright, let me go get my paper. And I had to kind of put stuff inside because the wind's kind of blowing. Now this is phone book paper, which is a lot thinner. And I even have some that are cigarette paper that's the ultimate. But anyway, here we go. Oh, look at there, look at there. And that booger was pitted and dented and everything when I started. That just cuts like butter. But there's what it looks like. Cleaned it up real nice. But Jimmy's knife sharpening needs something like that. Jimmy's knife sharpening needs something like that. Give me a call, and or text me or something like this, 979-235-9189, and this could be one like yours. Good luck to you and God bless you.